What's up, guys? Welcome to another stay at the Hotel Ford. Got a bit of a maintenance and lighting video going on here. Got an oil change for the old lady's Crown Vic. Got an oil change of the fancy special expensive oil for the old Hot Rod Ford. We actually got 2 oil changes for the Hot Rod Ford on account of the only store that carries the stuff in the 5-quart jug is pretty far away, so make the most of it, keep her on the shelf. And we also got some sort of graphite dry something or another, some kind of stuff that says it's good for unsticking locks. Because the driver's door lock on the old Vic is really no, little bit more, jiggle, up, down, left, right, BBXY, unlock, we can get in the car, you know what I mean? We just need to do something about that. But yeah, we also got some LED lighting upgrades going on. In the Vic, we've got LED replacements for the factory high and low beam, the 4 bulbs across the front. I'll be showing you those here a little bit later. So that was sweet. And the taillights on both of these old rigs, especially this one. The old truck here with the 43-year-old lenses, and her car. When you're looking at the back of them in the nighttime, it's not easy to see the taillights. The brake lights are okay, but the taillights are awful dim. Probably because of the really old lenses. But we're going to try out moving on around the vehicles with the L-Aditionals. So we got the 3157 replacements in the R, so they emit the red light going in the Vic. And we got the 1157s for the old Hot Rod Ford here. Would have got them in the R, but they didn't have them in the R, so we're going to try them in the bright white light. And hopefully that doesn't make the tail light look like a reverse headlight. Should be fine. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Old oil out. Old filter off. New filter all juiced up. Oil all over the floor. Everything is at balance. New oil filter not over tightened to the moon. The other day I was at work and it took 3.5 hours to remove an oil filter off of a car. Not because it was over tightened though, because it had just sat for a long time. I reckon the rubber O-ring, like you got right here, the car sat for so long, like a number of years, I guess the O-ring just dried out, and when it did, it like glued itself against the block and the filter, and it was very, very difficult to remove. The only time I've ever seen a rubber O-ring leave like little chunks of itself behind all on the mating surface, had to get in there with a gasket scraper and clean the old O-ring, the old filter gasket off. Yeah, so that was neat. Times like that make you appreciate your filter just coming off by hand. Now I got my ignition coil wires unhooked over here so I can hit the key and spin it around and get all my oil flowed back up to everywhere it needs to go before I fire up the old rig. Because she's really old and makes a fair amount of power. It's not the all those dry oil starts aren't best for it. All right, now we got our coil wires hooked back up, and that'll ensure that we don't fire up the truck and it have that little moment of oil starvation because the filter's still empty. So if you don't pull the coil wires off, she's got to run for just a moment while it fills up the filter and then gets the oil up to the top end and everywhere. Yeah, Might not be very necessary, but it's just a little extra step to make you feel better about your antique old rig, you know? Anyway, fire in the hole. Alright, now before we pull it out, we'll try to do a little before and after on these tail lights if we can tail out here in the sunlight. Yeah, you can kinda tell that they're on. There you go, give you my shadow. Nope. Yeah. And now we'll swap the LEDs in quick and see if it's brighter. That's my two 1157s next to each other. What a fancy technological world we live in, fellers. Hopefully it fits. Well, that's the LED running light. It looks like the tail light has more light in it, but it's not necessarily brighter than the old incandescent guy over here. Probably tell the difference at night though. On this side it's really like just concentrated around the light bulb, and the LED guy seems to, yeah, it really does seem to spread the light a lot better. Ooh, and you get the camera right on it. Ooh, that's nice. How you doing? Ooh, jeez. I might need to address like the reflectiveness of the inside of this guy, because the LEDs are really made to shoot the light at the reflective material and then, you know what I mean? And the bulbs over there just kind of pink light bulb. But yeah, I might need to like clean the inside of the lens or something, but that is, wow, that is much better. Little incandescent bulb, LED-cinol. That looks really neat, actually. I've never seen the little square duties all in the taillight lens accented like that. I've never seen one of those old lenses lit up like that. Alright, well that's cool. Yeah, I'm good with that. Now we'll swap out the other side, and then we'll swap out the rig. Get the Vic in there, change the oil, and check out the difference on the taillights. You can definitely tell this lens is a lot dirtier than this taillight lens. This lens looks nice. I think this one's a lot newer than that one. We might have to order up some newer lenses. Same old style, but newer. Because she sure looks nice on the left side, and the right side is like not as nice. But anyway, speaking of the LEDs, I may have ordered a sunlight packaging. You know, put the sunlight on the front of the old truck. This was pretty cheap, like 80 bucks on Amazon. And you get 4 of the pods and 2 of these like 20-inch bars. The only thing is, in a future video, we're going to be getting right back under the hood here pretty quick and addressing a bunch of leaks. We got leaky valve covers, and she's leaking a little bit of coolant from somewhere. I seen some oil from the pan gasket from down there, so we got a lot more to do under there. But for right now, oh my goodness, that was bright. Holy. Yes, there's a lot more to do under there, but for right now, we're about to just move it out and get the old lady's car in and get on with that. But Where should we go with this? Just right on the center of the hood. It's too little to go up on the roof, I think. It might... could do something. Oh, the sunlight. We can maybe do something like that. Where would you guys put that thing? It may be small enough that we could get up in here behind the grill with it. That might block a whole lot of its light, though. Those are pretty thick grill bars. But yeah, I'm not sure where. We could even probably mount him inside. Like, see my holes back here he's sitting in front of? We could even mount him back there. That would probably be the cleanest place to put it. It'd be okay right on top of the bumper, but, you know, I don't know. I've also got these guys that I temporarily mounted in here so we could go out riding in the woods on my birthday a couple years ago. Temporarily a couple years ago. I could even go under the bumper, but I feel like I would smash it on something. I don't know. Jack. Yeah, but I'm not sure where I'm gonna go with that. Or the little pods, for that matter, actually. I'm thinking about maybe doing a reverse light setup, but I really don't like the reverse lights on or in or around the bumper on account of I've always got a big pickup truck bed. It's nice to have these here or up there, or, you know, something where you can have the reverse light out behind you, but you can also light up what's going on in the bed. It's really nice when you're hanging out in the woods, river hopping and stuff. But I could also get like really extra light, swap those out for those, or just take these out, use those for reverse lights, and get one of the 20-inch guys and two of these. You know, it might be cool to get him tucked in, build some mounts, get him back there, and get like two of these back in behind the grill up there and over there. 'Cause I don't mind the whole Jeep look where you got the lights just hanging off all over the Whitward, but I don't think it would look very good on the old bullnose truck. Like, I really don't care for those there. You know, they're kind of out of the way and not too bad, but I really don't like them all out in the open. Yeah, I think we might go for the concealed look. But anyway, we'll move on to the next thing for today. We're not mounting these right now. We're just thinking about it. Yeah, but where would you guys put all those things? I guess I'm going for the concealed look, but yeah, what would y'all do? Oh yeah, and what I plan on doing with the other bar and the other two guys. I plan on getting my nice truck all prettied up. Maybe rebuilding that motor, probably putting a new motor in it on account of the accident. But anyway, I plan on those going on this guy, getting him back fixed up and on the road, hopefully within this year, within the 24. I'd like to have this thing all fixed up, back on the road, new tires on it, and then those other LED lights will be going on the front of him. He's already got some reverse lights. They've been back here for a long time. They survived the accident. The little light bar I had on the front of this guy, she didn't survive the accident. But anyway, moving on to the other work. All right, now we got the old Vic in here for the very same maintenance. Oil change and LED tail lights. But let me show you fellers these headlights real quick. I know, I apologize. It's beeping at me. Yeah. They have like a hint of the blueness to them on the video camera, but in person it's just really bright white. Oh, and it's very nice. I've got a little light bar tucked away in there. And now the two light colors don't fight with each other, because before we had the old incandescent yellow light from the low and high beams up top there, and the little light bar was the bright white 6000K like those are right now. And it just, the two light patterns would fight each other on the road. The little light bar does a great job of being a fog light and lighting up the ditches and stuff right next to you, but it just looked ugly when we had the yellow light here. Look at the high beam. Was she bright? Yeah. When the high beams are on, she's just rude now. But it is so much better. We can see full left to right. Let me get the stupid beep, 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 beep. I know, I apologize. There you go. Yeah, but anyway, before, with the yellower lights, even though I had the fancy Sylvania super bright whatevers, it still was just a very yellow light. It had a hard time penetrating the old housings, even though these housings are in pretty good shape. They're a little bit ugly, got a little of the broken seal moisture, you know, getting kind of fogged over. But overall, they're pretty clear, and all the fancy incandescent bulbs that I had in there before, the highest priced dudes at the parts house, it just didn't. You know what I mean? Before, the yellow light on the road would be like barely come out in front of the car. It was such poor lighting that all the fancy reflective lines on the road and all the great reflective like signs and stuff would barely light up at all. Now when we drive down the road, it's like high definition vision. It actually took me a minute to get used to being able to see everything so clearly. I was thoroughly used to being darker than everything else on the road, and now we match the fancy modern cars, so whew, that's nice. That's actually why I'm getting the LED light bar upgrade on my rig, because I really like the way she can see everything, and I want to see it too. Anyway, while I got the oil draining, we'll do the before and after over here. Oh no! I forgot she has 4 3157s, only bought 2. Well, you know, maybe we'll go for the outside corners. Alright, well, luckily I was halfway through a lighting upgrade a long time ago that I never finished, and I had 4157 bulbs on this side and the original 3157s over there. So we're going to take the 2 dim bulbs out. If you didn't know, 4157s is a little bit brighter version of a 31. They both fit in the same place. It's a similar type of incandescent bulb. They're just a little brighter. But we'll take the 3157s out, I think, for now, until I get another set of these LED guys. We're going to do a LED in the outside, 41 in the middle, and the same thing over here, 41 in the middle, LED on the outside. And then, you know, maybe it'll look symmetrical at least until we get the other LED guys. But that's what he looks like. Ooh. You see he's got the red LED and the little coolie thing. Surely these won't overheat inside these. No, definitely not. Alright, well, we learned something here. Don't get the red LED bulbs because they're dimmer than a white LED bulb. And yeah, she needs the white LED bulb to be in a red housing, because the 4157 right next to it is considerably brighter. So I need to get 2 sets of the white LED 3157s to do our lighting upgrade back here. Oh well, the more you know. Alright. Well, that's too bad about the cool LED lights. We'll definitely get 2 sets of the white LEDs for her tail lights. But at least I did buy the other 4157s at some point in the past. So that's nice. We'll have the same little bit brighter lights on both sides. Alright, you drink up now. Alright. And then I do the same thing on this old rig here, where I unplug both coils. Make sure you do both of them. And then I'll spin it over for a while, get the oil all float all up about the place before we fire on it again. Alright, well, sounds like we're going to be doing a power steering pump on this thing pretty soon. Anyhow, check out the lights. We'll also be putting some engine mounts and probably an oil pan gasket on it in a future video at some point. Yeah, that sounds terrible. But at least the taillights are the same on both sides. No LEDs yet, but you know, at least there are 4157s across the board. Man, that pump. I guess that would make sense. That is like the OG power steering pump from '97. Anywho. Alright. Finishing off the old car with the dry graphite spray in the lock. Dude, that's what she needed. That immediately felt just a lot better. Now let's see what my LED taillights look like in the dark. See my taillight? Ooh, that's nice. I'd show you the brake lights, but I'm only one feller. Hey, my really dingy looking light doesn't look so bad when it's actually dark out. Oh, that's nice. Those LEDs really fill the enclosure with light instead of just having the one little pinpoint in the middle, the one little bulb size light in the middle. Ooh. Ooh. I couldn't stand it, fellers. We have better taillight bulbs, and it was time to get fancy new replacement taillight lenses. They're not even on, they're just in the sun. Ooh. The one on this side wasn't too bad, but it would have looked really ugly if we only got the passenger side. These were like $60 on Amazon, and they're actually TYCs mostly, but they probably get them cheap and they skip some of the manufacturing process, because when you get these taillights, they'll have where these two seams meet together. See how she's the seamless? There's no big ridge here. On the new taillights, I reckon how you get them so cheap, they don't like grind this edge down where the plastics meet together here, this back plasticking, black plasticking. It's up like a big ridge on the top and bottom, so they won't actually fit in the holes. So I just went to the bitch grinder and grinded that plastic seam down top and bottom, and then they fit pretty nice. But definitely be aware of that before you buy them. You're gonna have to file the top and file the bottom to get them to go into the hole. Yeah, other than that, it wasn't a bad deal for $60. Now we'll see how long they last before they get all weathered and ugly. That about wraps up this day at the Hotel Ford. Thanks for hanging out and watching us do our maintenance and play with LED lights. In another video, we'll put a whole bunch more LED lights on stuff. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe.